Hi, everyone. So my name is Sherry West, and I'm the founder and CEO of LiveGirl, and I want to welcome you all to our She Works info session. We're so thrilled that you're interested in our She Works Career Readiness program. So tonight I'll start, and I'm just going to talk for a couple of minutes. I promise I'll tell you a little bit about LiveGirl and our She Works program, and then I'm going to hand it over to a panel of some brilliant, fierce She Works graduates who are going to tell you a little bit about their experiences. And then we'll open it up to your questions and provide some answers before we end tonight by 8 p.m. So if that sounds good, I'll go ahead and get started. So just a real quick minute about LiveGirl. We are a nonprofit girls leadership organization on a mission to build confident, inclusive leaders and change the world, of course. And we do that by providing free of charge leadership development and mentoring for girls starting in grade 5, and we go all the way through college. So She Works is our signature college program. It's our career readiness and internship program. And I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen because I just want you to be able to see a quick slide that I will show you. Not my messy desktop, but this here. So this is our She Works program. So the way the She Works program works is that we bring in a cohort of talented, brilliant college-age students. We first administer a very robust career readiness training program in May and early June. And then we match you and release you to paid internships at companies that have demonstrated female internship. All of our interns this year will be paid either minimum wage or a comparable stipend. And we have a wide and impressive network of employers involved in She Works, ranging from Fortune 500 companies to small businesses to nonprofits. This summer, we have a special partnership with the Connecticut Arts. And so we are going to be featuring kind of a new section of arts organizations statewide in Connecticut. The internships this summer will be a combination of in-person, remote, and hybrid. Obviously, as we continue to lead through the pandemic and as companies continue to navigate the pandemic. This is the timeline for She Works. So right now we're right in the thick of it. And we are, sorry, there's people trying to get in. Our application is live on our website, so you can go there tonight and apply. The application closes on March 4th. So what will happen between, as soon as you apply, you will get some contact from Brianna Ruffin, who I'll introduce at the end of the program, but she is our She Works program manager. She will reach out to you to confirm receipt of your application and to schedule an interview. And then when the application closes on March 4th and we have our full roster of employer internship offerings, and we have kind of the full applicant pool, we will begin our matching process and to make sure that we can make the best matches possible based on your career interests, your majors, your strengths, and also your development needs and what you want to get out of an internship experience. We'll then be communicating the internship matches by the end of March. You will have a short window after we communicate to you once we communicate to you what your internship match is, you will have a short window, a few days to confirm that you accept that match and that you are able to attend all of the mandatory career readiness training. And then off we go. The career readiness training will take place between May 24th and June 16th on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 5:15 p.m. via Zoom. And then you will be coordinating with your employer your specific start date, but typically the internships take place between June and July 31st. The internship is a minimum of 100 hours. Some of the companies, especially the Fortune 500 companies, tend to want the interns to stay longer. So that is a quick overview. I also wanted to show you our overview of our career readiness training. We're really excited. We're actually working with a brilliant woman. Her name is Joan Kuhl. She is literally a global career readiness expert. She's written lots of books on the topics and she travels around the world working with different companies. And She just has just a ton of experience in this area. And so we're really thrilled to work with her to innovate our career readiness training this spring. It's going to be a whole brand new package. Again, delivered via Zoom, but there will be offline assignments. We'll also be facilitating community-based learning with a cohort, where you'll be working offline in teams on some assignments and also offline with networking. The other feature of the program that I think is unique to SheWorks that I wanted to mention is that we do also assign you a mentor. So the mentor would be assigned to you by the end of May, and would then check in with you on a weekly basis as you complete your internship, just to be there for you, to coach, and to help you navigate any workplace issues that you may face. It could be as simple as, what do I do? I'm not really getting great communication from my manager. I'm unclear on my scope and deliverables, or it could be, as serious as perhaps you encounter, some workplace discrimination. So we've got a mentor for you that will be there for you throughout the internship to make sure that you're set up for success. So that is to say, when you walk away from this program, you will have equipped yourself with career readiness skills through the training. You will have had a very meaningful internship experience, upon which we hope that you build and launch your career. And finally, you'll walk away with a network from that cohort. We're hoping to place 75 SheWorks interns this summer. So you'll have that network, and you'll link in with all of those young women, and you'll have that networked in your life as you move forward to make sure that truly you're ready to launch and thrive in the world. That's the goal. So with that, I'm going to turn it over. We've got 4 brilliant SheWorks panelists here. They've all, I could go on and on. They're all magnificent and fierce and brilliant, and they've all had very different SheWorks experiences. And I'm going to ask each of them just to introduce themselves and to talk briefly about their SheWorks internship and maybe highlight one of the most important things they learned from the program. And then after each of them, after they talk for a minute each, then we'll open it up to your questions. So why don't we go ahead and start with Kripa?
Hello, everyone. My name is Kripa. I'm a sophomore at University of Connecticut, and I'm studying financial management. I was a part of the SheWorks program last summer, and I was matched with AXA XL, which is a global insurance and reinsurance company, and I worked in their financial compliance department. And this was like my first entry into the corporate world, I would say. And I'd say SheWorks program really prepared me well for it through their career readiness programs, because I didn't know much about being a professional working in an office, but I learned about email etiquette, how to manage my time, how to communicate with people on different levels, like my employer and my coworkers, and really just build this connection and network with everyone in the program. And I really liked how the setup was, because we didn't just learn, we didn't just have lectures where we're learning how to do resumes or how to interview. We also got a chance to interact with the people in the program, which was really cool. And because of SheWorks program, I was able to connect with AXA XL, and I was fortunate enough to go back there during the winter and continue learning more in the field that I was in.
I love that story, Kripa, especially how you returned over the winter. And that's not uncommon. Many of our SheWorks interns will continue working through the school year, or even some have returned the following summer, because part of this is just building those types of sticky relationships with companies that can help launch your career. So I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Next, I'm thrilled to introduce Kelly.
Hi everyone, my name is Kelly Taylor. I'm in my last semester at Houston Community College. My major is computer information system, and as well as Kripa, I had the privilege to intern this past summer with AXA XL. I worked in the global head of diversity and inclusion. I loved it. It was an amazing experience for me. I said before, I'm a computer science major, so Danny and I, computers are two different lanes. So with the She Works program, I was able to have the ability to explore different career options and also meet some amazing people as well as work on projects and have a different exposure.
Okay, and I should have been more intentional. I just realized that we picked 3 of the 4 panelists interned at AXA XL, but you know, AXA XL is an amazing Fortune 500 company, and they're coming back this summer. There's gonna be 5 more internships, so it is good for you ladies to hear about this great reinsurance company. Thank you, Kelly. Kelly, you're not gonna tell the story about the importance of She Works allowing you the career exploration, because I think your story is so compelling.
So She Works allowed me, they taught me financial literacy as well as the HR, the hierarchy of a business and a corporation, but also goal setting as well was really important, resume building, and just understanding the workplace, which was something vital. I know in college, they don't really teach you the nuances of the hierarchy system or the protocol and procedures, but She Works, they took time and just explaining you and letting you know that they're there for you if you need any support or resources to count on them.
Awesome. Thank you, Kelly. And next we'll hear from the brilliant Jumana.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jumana. I go to Rutgers University in Jersey, and I'm majoring in marketing and business analytics. I was also part of the She Works program, internship program last year, and I interned at London Stock Exchange Group as their insight and analytics intern. And through the She Works program, I was able to find this internship that opened so many doors for me. I wanted to find an internship that kind of came out of my comfort zone, and She Works allowed me to do that. I'm currently also part of the Alumni Advisory Board. And one of the important things that I learned from the She Works program was the importance of mentoring and cohort networking. Live Girl and the She Works program as a whole, they do a really good job with both of these aspects and how they execute them. The mentoring program, like Sherry mentioned before, you get paired with a mentor so that you have access to someone throughout the whole summer when you are going through your internship, whether it's obstacles you face at your workplace or just advice and you just want to learn from your professional mentor. It's a great way to kind of use that as a network opportunity, which is also something that the She Works program does, because you get to meet so many women who are career driven, and it just empowers you to work even harder and set goals to like the max. And that's one thing that I appreciated a lot. I met so many different girls and so many different people from this program, and even the internships that you get paired with allow you to network with so many successful people. And overall, the She Works program has really allowed me to just interact with girls my age, which is like so uncommon sometimes, because like with school and everything, finding people your age group who have the same mission could be hard. So it really meant a lot that the She Works program really focused on that. And now I'm mentoring. I also mentor younger kids within the program, and it's just so powerful because the women empowerment just like keeps moving forward.
Thank you, Jumana. I just have this huge smile on my face because I was actually Jumana's mentor, and it was such a joy to see her grow and develop and launch. Jumana, just can you expand on networking, and do you have like a networking pro tip, because it's so important, and you were just saying that's one of the most important things you've learned through this program. So can you give like one networking pro tip?
Yeah, sure. One thing that I lacked on that I kind of learned is to always keep in contact with the network that you make. Having such a big network can be useful at times, but not having the connections and not keeping up with those connections is not that beneficial if you don't do it. So one of the tips that I have is like, even like an email that just says, like, hello, hope you're doing well. Let's catch up. That could be like a great way to just make sure and keep that connection with all those mentors that you have, because you never know, any of them can be useful in the future.
It's awesome, Jumana. Thank you for sharing that. And last but not least, we have Caroline out at Notre Dame.
Hi, everyone. My name is Caroline Chaffee, and as Mrs. West just said, I'm a junior at the University of Notre Dame, where I'm studying marketing. And last summer, I was fortunate to intern actually with Kripa and Kelly at AXA XL. But I did something a little different. I was a digital marketing intern. So I had the opportunity to work with, they have 4 different digital marketing campaigns there. And so they gave me kind of all their data to work with, and I was able to look into which ads were successful, which types of content were successful, how Excel was doing with some of their different accounts. And it was very interesting. And then at the end, I was able to then present kind of my findings and actually make recommendations for Excel with where they should kind of move forward, where they should put more of their funding. And so I've actually been very fortunate. I've had 2 different She Works internships. And so I want to talk about kind of across the board 3 different things that I either have leveraged or will be able to leverage going forward that I learned from them. So first, I would say that She Works has just given me a really amazing range of experiences. I found that all of the internships are really very hands-on, and they allow you to kind of really dive into like real problems that the company's having rather than just like shadowing someone. And that's something that obviously I've learned a lot from, but then also when it comes time to do an interview, I've found that when they say, tell me a time that you solved a problem in a business, I have plenty of stories from my different She Works internships, which is something that's really valuable. And then I think Jamana already kind of spoke to, but I was going to talk about networking as well. I think that She Works, not only does it provide you the opportunity to expand your network, but it's given me a lot of confidence in terms of reaching out to people and knowing kind of questions to ask, what to say to those people. And then finally, I would say that going forward, I just feel very kind of overall confident in the workplace and going into any experience that I'll have in the future. Even just little things like when I'm starting, this is a tip I learned from one of the She Works sessions, but just to ask, like, what does success look like in this role? What do you want me to accomplish? And I think that's just a little thing, but that really helped me kind of guide what I was doing and make sure that I was successful in my internship. So things like that, I think, are why She Works has been such an impactful program for me and something that I've really enjoyed. I hope you all have the same experience.
That's really helpful, Caroline. Thank you. And can you just expand on how, like, so you've had multiple internships and kind of like,
right.
What would be an expected progression of internships? So earlier in, your freshman, sophomore year, it may still be more about exploration, right? And now that you've kind of really honed in on what you want to do upon graduation. And so now the internship that you've landed, that you leverage She Works to land an amazing internship at Deloitte for next summer, which is really hopefully going to set you up for a full-time job offer, right? And can you just talk about that progression of internships, how, you can really start more with the goal of exploration and then later on kind of honing in on what you want from a full-time career standpoint?
Absolutely. So when I came to She Works, it was my freshman year of college. I was a finance major and thought that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to do something in finance, just needed to figure out what. And my first internship was with Refinitiv, and it was an incredible experience. I learned a lot, but ultimately what I found was that finance was not what I wanted to do. It wasn't where I felt that kind of my skills lie. And I think that sometimes that's just as important. So I was able to, again, an incredible experience, but then kind of coming into the next summer, I was able to sort of look for a different experience. And so, as I mentioned, I was doing digital marketing for Excel. And so in that way, I found that She Works really allowed me to kind of explore a range of different areas. And then something else that I found to be true in both my internships was that they're really open to, if there's something else within the company that you think you might be interested in, to reaching out to people to talk to about that, whether they might have connections for you or whether they might just want to tell you their story and why you might be interested in kind of doing something similar to what they do. So that's something that I think has been really valuable for me from She Works.
Very well said and very helpful. I'm like, again, smiling because you're literally sitting there giving brilliant career advice. So thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
We will thank you to all 4 of the panelists. So we'll just open it up to see if anyone in the audience has any questions about the program or the internships. And please ask if you're wondering, ask, because if you're wondering about something, chances are others are as well. So we'd love the opportunity to really clarify any questions you may have. And you can either use the raise hand feature or just go ahead and unmute yourself. And sorry, I'm going to show my age because I have Gurlina. Is it Gurlina?
Yeah, Gurlina.
Go ahead, Gurlina.
So my biggest concern is I am interested in the program, but this summer I am taking an analytics program at the University of Connecticut. And so that's about 9 credits for the summer. and it runs from, I believe, May to end of July. And so I don't know how that would conflict the internship phase.
So what I would recommend, Brianna, is that you apply and you note this other commitment for the classwork. But if so for example, we probably then would not match you to something like Jumana described that she did at ALSIG, which was, a full-time plus, internship for, I think you did it for an extended period of time, Jumana, for maybe 2 full months. But if you actually think about 100 hours over June and July, that's more like part-time work. That's really more like 20 hours a week. So like a standard She Works internship of 100 hours might be just perfect for you, so that you could balance both getting, that work experience that you need to launch your career, but then also diving into that classwork that you want to take this summer. Does that answer your
Okay.
question?
Yeah, it does. Because I just wanted to find something to prepare, because I'm scheduled to go to Germany next year for my year abroad, and I will also be doing an internship for the spring semester. So I just need something to see where I could focus on for that year abroad.
Right. But you're right to be clear on expectations and not to overcommit, right? Because you never want to overcommit and then underdeliver. Yeah. Awesome. Caroline, can you read? I'm feeling this is awful. I have to my glasses on. Samara?
Hi, it's Samra.
Samra, thank you. Thank you for correcting me.
Hi, ladies. So my question is, are we paired with the corporation we'll be working with based off our future goals or what majors we're in? Because I know that it's also a mentorship program as well, right?
Yes, so that we will do our best to match you with an internship that aligns with your future career interests and your major and your strengths and your development needs and all of that. You have to tell us as part of the application process. But just so you know, and I've had, at this point, 30 plus years of career experience. I think it's in the college years, any experience is good experience. So there's a little bit of trust in this process that we're going to match you to an experience that will ultimately be good for your development. So trust us on that. And then, the mentor is, we have kind of a stable of professional mentors, and these are all highly accomplished women in across many different industries. And same thing there, we'll try to match you with an intern who has similar career or industry expertise as what you're going toward. If you're in medical or healthcare versus finance, marketing, the arts, so we'll align it that way and make sure that you've got a mentor where you have common interests.
Great, thank you.
A great question, thank you. And okay, so I'll just take this moment before we see if we have one last question, but I want to take the opportunity to introduce the fabulous Brianna Ruffin. Brianna, can you wave to everyone? Brianna, we've just brought her on board as our new She Works program manager. And I don't know, Brianna, if you just want to say a few words about, applications, and that you'll be the one that these ladies are dealing with going forward. Any words of wisdom in the process?
Yes, so my words of wisdom are, I encourage you all to just apply for the program because it's a great opportunity. And like all of the panelists shared, all that experience that you get right now with this program that not a lot of different programs offer. I didn't know about this when I was going through college, and if I had, I would have absolutely taken the advantage. But you just want to be able to network, and that's where the world is going right now. The more people you know, the better. It's who you know is better than what you know. Not all the time, but majority of the time that's the case. So my words are just to go ahead, do it. I wouldn't second guess it, and you just never know what opportunity might arise or who you might meet with some of these different businesses. So I look forward to getting to know all of you ladies.
Awesome, Brianna. And I just popped Brianna's email in the chat. You can reach her at sheworks@golivegirl.org. So if you have any questions as you submit the application, or as soon as we close off the Zoom, if you say, oh, that was the question I wanted to ask, you can email Brianna and she will help you out. So before we go, any final questions? And Samra still has her hand up, but I think that might have been from before.
Yeah, that's from before.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so just in closing, thank you all for joining us tonight. Thank you to our brilliant panelists. And this is what Live Girl we're all about, leveling the internship playing field. We want to make sure that you ladies get the skills and the access to the opportunities you need to thrive so that you can rise up and put another chink in that glass ceiling and make us proud. So we're really looking forward. We hope you all apply and have a great night otherwise. So thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sherry.
Thank
Thank you.